All right, real talk for a second. You're going to fail. Not maybe. Not if you're not careful. You're going to fail. Probably more than once. Probably at the thing you care about most. And I need you to actually hear me when I say this. That's okay. That's not the end of your story. That's kind of where it starts. I know that's not what you wanted to hear. You clicked on this hoping I'd hand you the shortcut, the secret, the thing that finally makes it click. And I'm not going to do that, because that thing doesn't exist and everybody selling it is lying to you. What I've actually got is way more useful. It's just less exciting. So stick with me. Here's something I think about a lot. We grew up being taught that failing is this big embarrassing thing, like it's a stain, like it says something permanent about who you are as a person. Think about school. You get a test back, big red number at the top, and the whole message is you got this wrong, and that's bad, and now it's on your record forever. Nobody ever sat you down and went, cool, so now you know exactly what you didn't understand. Let's use that. Failing was just punishment. It was the thing you avoided at all costs. So we carry that into being adults. We tiptoe around anything we might be bad at. We don't start the thing because we might fail at the thing. And the wild part is, avoiding failure feels responsible. It feels smart. It's actually the single most expensive habit you can have because it costs you every single thing you never even tried. But think about how you learned literally anything real. Walking. You fell over hundreds of times. Nobody stood over you going, yeah, walking's just not for him. Riding a bike. You ate concrete, got back up, ate concrete again. Falling wasn't a sign to stop. Falling was the learning. That's not a metaphor. That's genuinely how your brain figured it out. Somewhere between being a little kid and being whatever age you are now, we swapped that out. We decided falling means stop. And it's quietly wrecking people. And look, I'm not saying any of this from up on some pedestal, like I've got it all figured out. I'm saying it because I've been face down in it. A lot. This isn't my first channel. It's not my second either. I've started things, gotten genuinely excited, poured months of my life in, and then watched them just go nowhere. 0 views, 0 traction. And then quietly let them die and hoped nobody I knew ever saw them. If you scrolled far enough into my past, you'd find some stuff that makes me wince. We all have that. And it wasn't just channels. I chased basically every make money online thing you've ever had shoved in front of you on your feed. Print on demand. That was a big one. I was going to slap some clever designs on t-shirts and hoodies and just wake up to sales notifications. That was the dream the videos sold me. Passive income while I sleep. So I made the designs, set up the store, and then nothing. Crickets. Turns out just put it online and they'll come is not, in fact, a strategy. Then dropshipping. Oh man. I went all in on this one. I had the store that looked legit. I had the winning product I'd found scrolling for hours. I ran the Facebook ads like the guru said. And I watched my ad budget just drain day after day for sales that never came. I remember refreshing the dashboard like something was going to change if I just looked at it hard enough. It didn't. I lost money on that. Real money. Money I didn't exactly have to lose at the time. And I felt genuinely stupid. You know the guys I'm talking about. Standing in front of a rented Lamborghini, I made 6 figures in 90 days. Link in bio. I bought into that energy more than once. And most of it just flopped in my hands. Let me actually walk you through the dropshipping one, because that was the one that broke something in me. In a good way, eventually. I'd saved up a little bit of money, not a lot, and I put most of it into this store. I did everything right according to the videos. Picked a product with a wow factor. Made the ad. Launched it late one night because the guru said something about timing. And I sat there, watching. Refresh. Refresh. The ad spending, the little number ticking up on what I owed, and the sales number just sitting there at 0. Big fat 0. And I remember this really specific feeling of my stomach dropping, going, oh no, I think I just lit my money on fire. I gave it a couple weeks, tweaked things, new product, new ad, told myself the last one was just a dud, same result. And eventually I had to just turn it off, close the store, and sit with the fact that I'd lost the money and I had nothing to show for it. For a while, and I mean a good while, I fully believed that meant I was the problem, not the strategy. Me. Like maybe I just wasn't built for any of this. Maybe some people have the thing and I just don't. If you've ever felt that after something you tried didn't work, that quiet little voice going, maybe you're just not one of the people it happens for, I need you to know that voice is lying to you. I promise. Keep listening. Here's what took me embarrassingly long to figure out. Every single one of those flops taught me something a win never could have. Print on demand taught me I genuinely hated doing something I didn't care about, no matter how much money was supposedly waiting at the end of it. I'd sit down to make designs and just feel nothing. That was information. That was the failure telling me, hey, chasing money you don't care about is going to feel exactly this empty every time. Dropshipping taught me that easy and worth it are almost never the same sentence. Anything being sold to me as effortless was usually just somebody else making the effort of selling me the dream. And the channels that flopped? They taught me who I was actually not. I tried to be hype. I tried to be the loud, high energy, because that's what I thought worked. And it flopped because it wasn't me, and people can smell that instantly. Every flop cut away a piece of what wasn't me, like sanding something down. And what was left after all of it was, well, this. Just me talking to you. Simple. Honest. No fake energy, no rented Lambo, no secret. Turns out that was the only version that ever felt right, and I only found it by failing at all the versions that weren't. And that's actually where the name comes from, by the way. Keep it simple. Because here's the pattern I finally noticed. Every single time I overcomplicated things, chased the trend, the funnel, the 10-step system, the advanced strategy, some guy was selling for $497. I fell flat on my face. Every time. And every time I stripped it back down to something simple and real and honest, things actually started to move. So the name isn't just a nice title I picked because it sounded clean. It's the actual lesson. It's the thing all that failing physically beat into me over a couple of years. Keep it simple. Stop reaching for the complicated shortcut. The complicated shortcut is usually just a longer, more expensive way to fail. And I want to get real with you about those guys for a second, because this part matters. A lot of that make money online world is built on making you feel like the failure. Think about it. If the strategy doesn't work, it can't be the strategy's fault, because they're selling the strategy. So it has to be your fault. You didn't follow it right. You didn't have the mindset. You didn't buy the next course. You quit too early. That's not an accident. That's the whole business model. Keep you feeling just inadequate enough that the answer is always one more purchase away. And I fell for it because when you're desperate for it to work, you'll take the blame just to keep the hope alive. So if you've been carrying around this feeling that you're bad at this stuff, some of that isn't even yours. Some of that was handed to you on purpose. You can set it down. Now here's the actual distinction that changes everything, and it's stupid simple. There's a difference between failing and quitting and failing and adjusting. Failing and quitting is, it didn't work, so I'm done. I'm not built for this. I'm out. And that's the only kind of failure that's actually permanent. That's the one that closes the door. Failing and adjusting is, it didn't work. So what did that just teach me, and what do I change? That's not failure. That's just a step. That's practice. Every person you admire, the ones who made it, they weren't failing less than you. They were just adjusting instead of quitting. That's the entire difference. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's whether you treat the flop as a verdict or as feedback. And I know it doesn't feel that clean in the moment. In the moment, it just feels like garbage. When my store failed, I wasn't sitting there going, valuable data. I was gutted. So I'm not telling you to feel great about it. I'm telling you what to do with it once the sting wears off a little. So let me leave you with the practical bit, because I don't want this to just be nice words. The day after something you tried falls apart, here's the move. Don't make it mean anything about you. That's step one, and it's the hardest. It didn't work. That's a fact about the thing, not a fact about you. Then ask one question. What's the smallest thing this taught me? Not the whole grand lesson. The smallest, most usable thing. Ads are expensive and I move too fast. I don't like doing work I don't care about. One thing. Write it down if you have to. And then keep it simple. Do the next small thing, not the next huge relaunch. The next small, honest step. Failure makes people want to either quit completely or blow it all up and go 10 times bigger. Both are traps. The move is small and steady and honest. So here's where I land. You're going to fail. Then you're going to learn something. Then you'll fail a little less. And one day, further out than you'd like, you're going to look back and realise all those flops weren't wasted at all. They were the tuition you paid to figure out who you actually are and what actually works for you. I paid mine in a dead dropshipping store and a graveyard of channels nobody ever watched. And I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you like this without every single one of them. The only real failure, the only one that actually counts, is quitting so early that you never get to the lesson. Everything before that is just practice. Every bit of it. So go fail. Fail on purpose if that's what it takes to get you moving. Just don't stop before it teaches you something. Keep it simple. I'll see you in the next one.